Welcome to Adobe Acrobat training. Here's a list of the things that we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about Adobe the company versus Acrobat the product. We're going to talk about the different versions of Adobe Acrobat that are available. We're going to create PDF files from applications such as Word or Excel. We're going to talk about scanning in OCR and how that relates to PDF files versus generating them from Word or Excel. Talk about merging several PDF files into one, and there's splitting PDF files into many pieces. So first of all, let's talk about Adobe and Acrobat. Adobe is the company that makes a product called Acrobat, and the PDF file format is what the Adobe Acrobat product generates. Now, PDF files have become an ad hoc standard within the industry for transmitting business documents, and you'll find that many applications have built-in capabilities to produce PDFs. That includes new versions of Word and Excel. However, today, because many of you do not have those features, I'm going to actually use Adobe Acrobat itself to produce the PDFs. The next thing I want to talk about is the Adobe Acrobat versions. Many of you had Adobe Acrobat Reader. Reader is not capable of doing some of the things that we're going to talk about today. For example, you cannot produce a PDF file using Reader, and you also cannot split or merge files. So we need either a copy of Adobe Acrobat Standard or Adobe Acrobat Professional in order to achieve those goals. Moving on, creating PDF files is very simple from our applications. You can do this from inside of Microsoft Access, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and many other applications available. I'm going to close this right now and move on to Adobe Acrobat. Here I've created a Word document that has some large text that will make it easy to see what we're doing when we split and merge pages. So it's just got 4 pages: a cover page, page 2, 3, and page 4. The first thing I'm going to do with this document is I'm going to produce a PDF file using Microsoft Word. I'm going to click on the Print button, and then under the printer name, one of the printers will be Adobe PDF if you've got an appropriate version of Acrobat installed. So we'll select that, and we'll click OK. Now the first thing it's going to ask me is, where do I want to save that PDF and what do I want to name it? I'm just going to leave it called Test, and I'm going to put it in this training folder I've created. And as soon as it's done, Adobe Acrobat automatically displays my 4-page document. Over on the left, you'll see an icon that looks like a stack of pages. If I click on that, it will expand and show me thumbnails of what each of these pages looks like. Now, it's very easy to see because I've got large text on it, and now we can follow along and split this document up. Before I go into that, I want to talk about the difference between scanned documents and documents that were generated from Word. In PDF files that are generated from an application like Word, Excel, or Access, the individual characters are available on the page and they can be cut and paste from Adobe PDF into other files. When you scan in a document, you don't get the individual characters that are selectable like this, but instead you get an image or a picture of the characters on the page. Let me select a document that's been scanned in and show you what I mean. I'm going to open a file that's been scanned. Now, as you can see, this is an image of a file that appears to have text on it, but when I select this text, it doesn't highlight. I can't pick just particular characters and cut and paste them into another document. Adobe Acrobat allows me to convert this text using OCR. It's not 100% perfect, but it allows you to select the text after a document's been scanned in. To do that, select the Document menu, and I want to do an OCR text recognition function on this page. What it'll do is go through page by page looking at the image of the text and convert it to text that can be cut and paste. So I'm going to recognize text using OCR. I want to do all pages. Click OK. Now it's going to process each page and convert it to text. When it's complete, I should be able to select the individual lines of text and actually copy this information into another Word document. Okay, now let's go back to what we were doing in splitting and merging files. I'm going to first save this, and I'm going to call it Scanned OCR, so we know that we OCR'd it. And I'm going to close that for a minute and go back to our other document. So here I have a 4-page document that I want to split into pieces. So let's say that I want to take pages 2, 3, and 4 and put them in a separate file. In this image, I can simply shift-click and select a range of pages that I want to move, right-click on them, and then I want to extract those pages. I want to extract pages 2 to 4. I want to delete them after extracting. I do not want to extract each page as a separate file, so I'll leave extract pages separate files unchecked. So now I'm ready. I click OK. Ask me if I'm sure I actually want to delete those pages from this document. I hit yes, and just the cover page is left. Now what's happened in the background is that it's actually produced a second PDF file that'll open up on your screen, and that contains just pages 2, 3, and 4. This document is just called Pages from Test, so I'm going to actually save this with a better name, and I'm going to call it Pages 2 through 4.pdf. Alright, let's close that, and we'll go back to our cover page, and now I'm going to save this one as just cover page. Alright, now let's close everything and let's put it back together. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to open up my cover page. And as you can see, that's the only page in this file. So let's show the thumbnail so we can see what we're doing. The next thing I want to do is go under the document menu, and I want to insert pages. Click Insert Pages, and I select the rest of the document I want to include. And go ahead and select, and now it's going to ask me where do I want to put those pages. So I'm going to insert these pages 2 through 4 after the last page, which just so happens to be page 1. I can also select before the first page, before some particular page, but generally it's after the last page. So I click OK, and there you can see all 4 pages have been merged together into this one file again. Now let's go one step further and we'll append the scan file we were working with earlier. So I'm going to go back into the Documents menu. I'm going to insert pages. This time I want to insert the scanned OCR, and I want to again put it after the last page. Click OK, and now you can see in the thumbnails that we actually have the scanned images. And because we OCR'd it earlier, we can select this text, cut and paste it into other applications. So now let's save this whole thing, and I'm just going to call it Merged File. There you go. Simple as that. We've merged, split, and created PDF files. Thank you.